welcome to the top of the observation tower. Gorgeous view up here this morning. Absolutely gorgeous. This here is, I don't know what lake it is. Hold on, I brought my map because I forget. This here is Lodge Lake that we're looking at. Apparently, from the sign that was down below, the guy who owned this property up until 1945, not sure why it was 1945, but whatever, that's when he apparently gave it up. His lodge, his summer home, sat on this spot. There's not a lot of room up here, so I don't know how big this summer home was. Actually, and I talked to a guy, I was up here yesterday, like I said, but his family, his kid was here, and so I didn't bother him. But down there, next to that fence, apparently there's a pump house, and in fact, we might be able to see, yeah, there's a little concrete wall down there. I'm going to see if I can get down there. He said there's like a little cave where a pump house used to be. So, you know, come think of it, so if that was that, this might have been a pretty fair-sized home. Anyways, back over here, now this is Grebe Lake, where we were yesterday, Grebe, whatever it is. But, I'm just going to walk over here. Pretty shallow on that end. We got a car coming, so I'm going to have to cut this off in a minute. But it's a gorgeous view from up here, especially this direction. We'll see if they stop. If they do, then I'll have to move on to something else. Nope. Okay, so I wanted to take a minute and talk about this map. I want to make sure. Yeah, you guys should be able to see this. Okay, so this is the map that I've been going off of, and it's got some problems. And I want to address those right now. So we're going to make a few minor edits, because one thing you'll notice about this map is that there's no legend. So we're going to make one. If my pen will write. That would be important. Probably should check this. There we go. So there's our legend. Okay. So now, the thing to note is that there's all these different types of roads. And this solid line, so solid line means paved. That's what that means. Now this dotted line is a little bit more difficult. So we'll come back to that in a minute. This open line means dirt. But we better, let's get ready for that one, because we'll come back to it. But an open line means dirt. That's what that means. Now this dashed line, like this one here, and there's a couple more here and here. These lead down to cabins, as I found out. This heavy dashed line, that means 2-track. That's what that means. And this really thin dotted line, that's just a trail. Although, some of those trails are not any better than the footpaths that have been created. So, now let's get back to this type of road, okay? It's interesting because here it says paved. But this is an interesting section because from here to here, this section in here is technically paved. In fact, all the way up to here, really, is technically paved. But it's more like paved in 1950. It's terrible. It's awful. This section is gravel, which is pretty good. You know what, so we'll put that as gravel. You know what, that's okay. So that's gravel. It's pretty good. I have not been down this section of Weir Road, but I have a feeling it's going to be like Ridge Road, which, by the way, we're right over here. That's where we're at. What's interesting is that this point right here, where these two roads split, it's not well marked. And besides which, this is dirt. It's not even dirt. It's a 2-track. And then down here towards the observation tower, this part of the road here, this is gravel. As you can see. Well, it's kind of gravelly. It's pretty good. Honestly, it's better than this paved in 1950 section. So that's actually gravel. But this section right here, this is a turnaround right here. Turn around. But there's no clear distinction where this is. Because I was trying to get down here yesterday. I got kind of lost because I ended up here. This little thing where it looks like, oh, you could either go straight or you could turn. This turn is actually the straight part, and this is a tiny little offshoot that says observation tower. So, not knowing, I thought I was here, and I was like, well, geez, it looks like you should be able to go down. Well, you can't. It's way up here. This is just a little dirt road, because it is dirt. And then it becomes a 2-track, and then later it gets better. Now, the plan is, once I'm done here, we're going to come down this road to here, and then I'm going to come back down to camp, which I've actually left. All the stuff's packed away. I'm going to come down this river road here. We're going to see what's down here. It says there's a footbridge. We'll see. There's a canoe launching site. Not sure how you're supposed to get there, because this road apparently doesn't go far enough. And by the way, the river flows this way. This is river flow. I was under the mistaken assumption that rivers flowed to the south in the northern hemisphere, but apparently they do not. Well, apparently this one does not. But anyways, so that helps that out a little bit. And the wind, as we saw yesterday when I was here, the wind was blowing straight south in my face. And then when I was here, it was blowing easterly this way less than an hour later. Michigan for you. Anyways, so I think I shall shut it off from here, and we're going to go and take a little bit more of a drive. By the way, the road leading up here, you can't see it, but a little bit farther down the direction I'm facing, the road is very narrow, and in between these two lakes, I mean, I'm not sure if this road was created like this little hill or not, but it's like a drop off on either side. Like on the right hand side, which is now my left hand side, it just falls away. I mean, there is no distinction between road and cliff. It is gone. You have no room for error. On the right hand side, which is on the left hand side, which is now my right hand side, there is a little bit of a gap. I mean, here it's pretty good because this is where the lodge was, but down there, there's like maybe a foot of grass, and then it drops right off. Besides which, there are trees on both sides, so besides which, I wouldn't be so concerned about falling off because you'd probably catch yourself in a tree. But oh man, it is gorgeous. Oh, you know, when I was up here yesterday, I don't know if you can see it, but up in that tree up there, let me check my camera. Yeah, up in that big tall pine tree, there is an eagle nest, and it's hard to see. And then there's another one. If you come back here, the sun isn't right for it right now, but there's another big pine tree, just like the one we looked at. Not this close one, but another one straight way down there, where there's another eagle nest. Oh. Man, this is so nice. This was worth the trip right here. This is gorgeous. A day like this, it started out real cold, but sun's up, starting to warm things up. Okay, I wanted to turn it on for a minute because this is a cool little quote that someone put in here. It says, "Rebellion is when you cock society in the face and say, I understand who you want me to be, but I'm going to show you who I actually am. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. I don't know about cock in the face, but oh boy. Well, there went my PG rating. Anyways, I did want to say one other thing. This observation tower is held up with these giant pillars. I mean, some 12 by 12s. I think these other ones are 14 by 14s or something. They're huge. I mean, they're massive. And if you're one of the people, oh, maybe this message goes on somewhere. I'll have to see if I can find the rest of it. But for all this construction, I mean, it is solid at the bottom. But at the top, it sure does a lot of moving. I tell you, freaks me out a little bit. I mean, it's got these big rebar holders to kind of help it stay in place. But man, does it move around. And it creaks, and it shakes visibly once you're up at the top. Anyways, I'll see if I can find the rest of this message. That's actually kind of cool. Alright, so I came down a little path before we go in there. So you come down this little path right here, and that goes down to the lake. But there's this little area. Yeah, look at that. Cool. Yeah. Not much to say in here, honestly. Not sure what any of this is. A little window, and there's graffiti freaking everywhere. Is there graffiti on the ceiling? No. Untapped potential. Oh, plaster. That wood is original right there. But yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot the camera's higher than I am, so there's really not much to see in here. Little cave, not really. It's definitely falling away. I can feel myself being pulled towards the back. But yeah, so here we are. I'm going back out. There's nothing in here. Huh. Yeah, this thing is definitely falling away. Well, here we are back on Greed Lake. There's not a car here, although I don't see anybody. I think they probably got in a boat and headed off down that way somewhere because they are not over here. But trying a little bobber action here. There seems to be a little bit of a current that I'm trying to get into, but it's not working so hot. This is my big heavy pole, and I forgot that this is not the pole that I usually use. I just asked my dad to bring it along, so I didn't have to drive all the way out to his house to get it, and I forgot that I have a medium pole, which is the one I really wanted. This one's much too heavy. The line is heavy. I think it's 8-pound line. It's 8 or 10. It's a heavy line. This is a catfish rig is what it is. It's not meant for bass. It's not meant for trout, but it's what we got. Oh, we got someone else coming down the road. Okay, so I drove down to the end of the Ridge River Road. Well, ostensibly the end, I guess, because the road does actually continue on down this way, but according to my map, which we have established is not very reliable, but according to the map, that goes down to a canoe launch. I was saying that there's a canoe launch, remember, and I was like, how the hell do you get there? The road doesn't go that far. Well, I guess it does. But this is the turnaround. I mean, this is pretty obviously a turnaround. There are a number of places up the road that you can pull off and fish, and so my plan was just go as far down as possible and kind of work my way back up. It's I think it's like 10:30. That's 10:33. Really starting to warm up out here. Car still says it's 39 degrees, but I don't believe that. I think it's closer to 45, 50. Another gorgeous day though. So I'm gonna walk down to the river here, see what we got, do a little fishing. Oh, by the way, I did see a very nice deer on the way up here spooked him coming around a corner, and he ran down a hill, and I slowed down right around where he went down, and I was like, geez, the river's right there. I don't see any ripples, so where the heck did he go? All of a sudden he come bolting out of the brush about 20 feet in front of me. I was like, oh, that's where he went. I tried to creep up and see if I could. Huh. Sounds like a car. Sorry. It was weird. I don't think you can hear that, but definitely something. I don't know if people got motorbikes down here maybe, or if it's a plane. So I don't think I'm close enough to a road to hear it. Anyways, I tried to sneak up on him, but came around a bend and there's a big old field, and I thought I probably ducked in there. Anyway, nice. So anyways, I'm gonna head down to the river here. Let's kind of take a walk. I'm just gonna do my worm on a hook, see what we can see. Now this appears to be flowing south, don't it? The south is over there, and this is supposed to flow upriver. I don't know what's up with this damn thing. Flows north in some directions, south in other directions. But definitely a nice little spot to fish right here. Whether or not there are actually any fish in it remains to be seen. When it comes to fishing, I am definitely a pessimist. Oh, I don't know. This might not be bad. So we'll just cast our worm out there. Is that no, that's a branch. No. Cast our worm out there, see what we got. Maybe I'll go up that way a little bit and let it drift back. You know what, this isn't bad. Yeah, I'm going to turn this off, and in case I get a fish on, I'll turn it back on.